Did Donald Trump really steal the Nobel Peace Prize? You heard that right. He didn't just take the spotlight, he took the prize itself. Maria Corina Machado, Venezuela's leading opposition figure, was set to receive the prestigious Nobel Peace Prize this year, but Trump somehow swooped in and made it his. How did this happen? And what does it mean for her? And the future of international diplomacy? Trust me, what comes next will change everything you thought you knew about this whole situation. Here's where things get wild. Trump didn't just ask for the prize, he pressured Machado, the opposition leader, to hand it over. That's right, he forced her into a position where she had to give him what's now considered one of the most prestigious honors in the world. But here's the kicker. This isn't just a story about one medal, it's about something much bigger. This isn't the first time global power dynamics have been twisted to serve personal agendas. What does it say when a Nobel Peace Prize isn't awarded based on merit, but instead seized by force? And what happens when the world's most powerful man takes the award meant for a democratic leader and flaunts it in front of the world? Now let's talk about the facts. According to the Nobel Peace Prize Committee, once the award is given, it can't be taken back, revoked, or shared. Once you're named a laureate, that title is yours for life. So no matter how much Trump displays the medal, he's not the rightful recipient. The award belongs to Maria Corina Machado, period. But notice what's missing here. There's no mention of how he's forced her into this position. No words from Machado about the pressure. Instead, he's parading around as though the award is his. And this isn't just about an award, it's about power, manipulation, and the lengths someone will go to control the narrative. As this story unravels, it's clear Trump isn't just taking a medal, he's normalizing something that shouldn't be normal. Pressure, intimidation, and outright disrespect are becoming the tools of leadership. And we've seen this before, haven't we? The last time a world leader pushed a democratic opposition leader into a corner, the global community erupted in outrage. But now it's almost expected. Trump has made it clear he doesn't play by the same rules as anyone else. The question is, what happens when these tactics become the new standard, when the world watches but no one does anything to stop it? What happens when this behavior goes unchecked? It could set a dangerous precedent for the future of international relations. Here's where things get even darker. On the same day Trump claimed the Nobel Peace Prize, his chief propagandist, Caroline Leavitt, doubled down on the narrative that Maria Corina Machado has no respect in her own country. According to her, the president's opinion hasn't changed. He's still backing the authoritarian regime over the legitimate opposition leader. Now, let's pause. What does this tell us? Trump's pushing an agenda that props up dictatorships while discrediting those who fight for democracy. He's made it clear he's not after peace, he's after control. The real kicker? While Trump celebrates his stolen medal, he's cutting deals with Qatar, moving Venezuelan oil money into secret accounts, all while turning a blind eye to the suffering of the Venezuelan people. The question is, why wouldn't the money go to the U.S. Treasury? Why funnel it into an offshore account? Now let's keep this moving. On top of everything else, we've got more chaos unfolding. While Trump's busy with the Nobel mess, European nations are deploying special forces to Greenland. And what's the response from Trump's team? It doesn't change our plans. Meanwhile, a federal judge just slammed Trump's administration for violating the First Amendment by targeting pro-Palestinian activists. They've been stripping away rights, bending the law to silence opposition. All of this is happening at once, and it's clear the world is getting more unstable by the minute. But here's the real question. What happens if this continues? Now, let's step back for a moment. What does this mean for the everyday people caught in the crossfire? Venezuelans like Savannah Daniel, who fled their country in the face of oppression, are looking at all of this and asking, when will it stop? She's watching a man who supports the very regime that forced her to leave, Trump, championing figures like Delcy Rodriguez, the current vice president of Venezuela, who's tied to the authoritarian dictatorship. This isn't just political theater. People's lives are at stake. Families like Savannah's, who risk everything for the chance to return to a free Venezuela, are watching this unfold. If this feels familiar to you, let us know in the comments. Because the human cost here is something we can't afford to ignore. Let's move beyond the outrage for a moment. What's really going on here? Trump's actions, the manipulation of power, the undermining of democratic forces, they're not random. They're part of a bigger system. The machinery of power is driven by leverage, incentives, and spectacle. In this case, it's about creating chaos, destabilizing regions, and reshaping the narrative to fit a personal agenda. Trump doesn't just want control over Venezuela. He's using global crises to position himself and his allies at the top. By playing both sides, he creates a spectacle that keeps the world watching while he advances his own interests. And all this chaos, it's just part of the game. Here's the unsettling truth. The system is working exactly as it was designed to. So where does this all lead? We have two possible paths ahead of us. First, Trump could continue pushing his agenda, solidifying alliances with authoritarian regimes, and destabilizing the region even further. If this happens, we're looking at a future where power dynamics shift permanently and democracy faces even more hurdles. On the other hand, there could be a backlash. International pressure might rise, forcing Trump to back off or at least lose some of his grip. But the truth is, we don't know which way this will go. What we do know is that the momentum is already building and things are moving fast. The next move is already in the works, and we may be closer to a breaking point than anyone realizes. At the end of the day, this isn't just about a stolen medal or a political game. It's about what's at stake for the world's future. Trump's actions are more than a personal vendetta. They're a sign of how far power can stretch when it goes unchecked. And here's the real kicker. The Nobel Peace Prize was never just about a medal. It's about what it represents: peace, justice, and the fight for freedom. What happens when that is hijacked for personal gain? The story doesn't end here. In fact, the next move is already being set into motion, and we'll be here to watch how it unfolds. For now, keep questioning the narrative and make sure you're subscribed so you don't miss the next chapter in this unfolding saga.